Pisces, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. This is a message for Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is an energy reading, Pisces, so it comes to you when you call it into you. So it's timeless. It just comes to you at the right time when you're ready for the message, but it casts out for the next week. And we're going to get a 7-day play-by-play so you know how everything unfolds. Pisces, this is where we begin. We have claim your independence. Okay. This is Aries energy. And what I love about this card is if you look at the cat is looking at the past, not longingly and not even like dismissively. The cat is looking at the past like, thank God I don't ever have to do that again. It's almost like the cat is looking at the past in gratitude of where he is right now. This sense of, gosh, this is so much better. And that's, let me just say that that's the broad stroke, or that's sort of the background for the energy that we're beginning in, Pisces. This is confidence. This is confidence in the future. Even though you're not looking toward the future, you may not even be planning for the future. This is a sense of sitting in a confidence that you have a future and that the future is really bright, and being able to feel that optimism in you, looking at your past with a sense of joy that you made it through, and gratitude that you're in such a better place now. So there is an uplifting energy, independence from what you were, independence to be all that you are destined to become, independence to know that you have a right to direct what you're going to become. It's just this beautiful sense of joy and gratitude for where you are right now, and really feeling like I'm in the energy of where I want to be right now. So, okay. Let's continue the reading, Pisces. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, as I divide the deck, subscribe to the channel. And remember to ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. And if you select all notifications, you'll also know when I go live, so you can participate in the live tarot card readings I do on the channel. Whatever card falls out, I leave on the table. It's just a part of the message, and that's what I just assume. So if you're looking for a much deeper reading, a personal reading, I provide those as well. Please go to my website, www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com, and you can book and schedule the service that is right for you. I have many available services. You just choose the one that works for you. And then whatever time you book, the message will arrive to you within 24 hours of that scheduled time. So there's a pretty quick turnaround for you to get your answers. Pisces, let's complete the dividing of the deck. We'll see what other cards come out, or if any cards do. And then I will cleanse the energy with the sound bowl, and we'll get into the rest of the reading. Gotta trust the process, guys. Okay, there you go. This is really future oriented. I love that. I love that for you. A little bit from the past. Maybe we need some insight, huh? So let's start with that, because it wouldn't come up if it didn't matter. So we have life is speeding up. This is Gemini energy. So communications or information, or even just information you already have, everything's starting to come together. And it ends up being, because of that information, like a wind-up toy. Something is pushing you forward. It's almost like everything just started to make sense not too long ago. This understanding of what you wanted, of who you wanted, of how things were working out, clarity, all of those things, everything coming together. This would, because this is Gemini energy, it would have been in the form of information or communication. However that came into you, whether it was a class or a Facebook post, it doesn't matter. What matters is things just started to kind of click, or you started to hear back from people, calls started coming in, or you started to communicating really one-on-one with Gemini energy. But just a sense of, suddenly it's just started, something started to click and wind forward and move forward, and realizing that, wow, this is a special moment in my life when everything started to click and the momentum is really on the rise here, Pisces. And then we have be generous of spirit. You're sitting here with Leo energy now, looking toward the future, having the courage to listen to your heart. That's Leo energy, rules the heart, not your emotions. Emotions are just metabolic waste. That's all they are. You got to let it flow. You got to let it go. I'm talking about your heart. So your heart is the speaker system for the soul, and soul is the piece of God that lives inside of every single one of us. It is the essence of why we exist. So it's listening to God's voice. That's what your heart is. And so here we have the courage and also the confidence. There's a sense of certainty here, Pisces, that you know you're moving forward, and that you have a lot of confidence with whom you're with, what you're doing, and where you stand. There's this beautiful self-realization here. And then we have co-create with spirit. Now, Crow is the mightiest energy here so far. It can get very dark, but it's also all-powerful. Crow is associated often with shaman. You see them a lot sitting around on shaman's shoulders. So there's just this energy of something seems dark, something seems foreboding. It's not. It's actually wise. It's actually gentle. It's actually loyal energy, and it's very, very intelligent. So there's a sense of a deep knowing that suddenly you understand. There's a wisdom there, and the ability to use that wisdom because you've earned the power to do so. This kind of energy is not something that you want to play with or tap into before you're ready to tap into it. This kind of energy, because it is all inclusive, expansive, and can deal with dark energy, not necessarily evil energy, just undefined energy, is something that's kind of like expert level. So I also consider this kind of like a powerhouse of psychic leveling up. So life is on the move. Okay, let's get into 7-day. We're going to pick the 7th day first so that I know where everything ends up. Okay, that's there. I don't know what's lurking in it, but let's start with day 1, shall we? Pisces, day 1. Let's see what's coming out for Pisces, day 1. Remember, this could be Monday, Friday, Thursday, Sunday. It doesn't matter. If day 1 is when you watch this video. There was being left behind. There was being abandoned, feeling abandoned, or being manipulated and taken advantage of, and then being left in the dust. 8 of Swords is that mental state of, almost like that mental state of feeling like the victim. And ultimately, it's a choice. And I'll show you why. Because look you're wrapped in yarn, and not even that much and you're surrounded by swords, you could easily cut that off. So there's a sense of, yeah, something shitty may have happened. You may have experienced some crap, but it's that mental, remember it's swords. So it's that mental state of thinking, I'm the victim here. So we start there and then we have this. Okay, now we want to look beyond that. A sense of, I don't want to be the victim anymore. I want to go to a different place. Maybe I want to move somewhere else. Maybe I'm ready to look at the world in a different way or try a different perspective, that I don't have to sit in this. At the very least, starting to have another outlook on life or realizing there are other options. So the mind is starting to open. Okay, what about day 2? Being able to, really being able to move on from a shitty situation in your life and starting to open up to and realize that that doesn't define me. There's other options. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune card on day 2. So something lucky, something fortunate, something almost like karmic, a sense of realizing I can take my destiny into my own hands, that my fate is my own. And then I have, this is you. This is you realizing your power. This is you realizing I actually create my own reality. And that's pretty huge energy. There's 2 major arcana on the table. Something fated. Can we just explain to Pisces a little bit clearer what that is? A little bit clearer what that is. We have 10 of Swords. This has to do with a painful ending. Something that ended completely, and it wasn't easy to get to that ending at all. A sense of acceptance, like it can't get worse than what it is. It's almost like God is saying here, it's only up from here. That's kind of what it is. That weird sense of optimism that comes when you have hit bare ground, you've hit like rock bottom. You're like, okay, but it's almost like it's starting to get those creative juices going again. The luck you discover at the bottom. That's interesting. And then we have day 3, which is contemplating. There's an offer that's made to you, presented to you, but you're not quite sure, or somebody wasn't quite sure about you. This essence of needing to sit with your feelings and understand them before we make a choice or even explore other options. But this sense of being willing to sort of give it time. It's not necessarily disinterest. It's just, I need some more time to explore what I am feeling. This is day 3, okay? Day 4. Day 4 is making a choice, making a decision, being able to see clearly as to, oh, you know what? Whatever I choose, I also have to participate in. This could also be a counselor. So this is usually an air sign, but it doesn't have to be. It's a sense of cool intellect and objectivity that helps to pave the way clearly for the future. So it could be a counselor, it could be an aspect of yourself that kind of awakens and says, now things aren't confusing anymore. Now I'm getting it. So it's around day 4 that the aha moment happens, but also what to do beyond that aha. Okay. Maybe something that you couldn't look at right before day 4. Now all of a sudden you can. We have this. Understanding and respecting your own independence and sitting in your own power. This could be Virgo energy. So healing that sense of self and self-worth. Also a sense of deserved or earned value coming to you. It doesn't have to be money or actual material resources. It could just be a more solid sense of self. But that's really what the 9 of Pentacles represents. Being contented with what you have and seeing that you have enough. Whatever that capacity is. Yes, some of you could be getting money or realizing that you're pretty much secure or securing the future, maybe for the first time in a long time, being able to see that play out. What about 5? What about day 5? Day 5 is dealing with disappointments, dealing with competition, and dealing with issues. It's interesting that this comes out at day 5 It's because we have the confidence to do it now. You know, it's because we have the confidence or the resources to finally face these things and kind of see like they're not as big as we thought they were. Day 5 is a bunch of issues, a lot of bullshit, a lot of red tape that kind of adds up one after the freaking other. And there's just this sense of like, oh, God, okay. All together, they seem a lot bigger than they are, but one by one, they're like toothpicks. So take things slow. Take them one by one and they won't bother you. Being able to move away, maybe deciding to move away from where things were crazy, but then still being disappointed. I think this is facing disappointment. Recognizing and realizing I'm moving away from the chaos. It's like you're finally ready to move away from the chaos and distractions and face whatever disappointment, whatever thing had disappointed you in the past, because remember the 5 of Cups, only the 3 of Cups is down. There's 2 of Cups there. There's a togetherness. There's a lovingness that is still there. And you just got to like decide to pay attention to it instead of the things that were lost. But what have we really lost? Just a bunch of craziness, chaos, and stupidity. That's part of your awakening and finally being able to face that disappointment. What about 6? Pot of gold. So I don't know what day 7 is, but the pot of gold, or a beautiful opportunity that is handed to you. Now, it's not just handed to you. You know why the opportunity comes to you day 6? Because you're open and receptive to seeing it. Now you understand that there is like, you understand it. It's a lot of times, it's not that, you know, a lot of people just want to feel sorry for themselves, because it's not that we're not being offered opportunities. It's that we don't see them because of our prejudices, our insecurities, because of our setbacks, because of our sorry sock kind of energy. We won't see it. So if we're willing to face the disappointments and we're willing to face the things that hurt us in order to like push through it and move past it, then we gain the wisdom to be able to see that there's something beautiful and available here toward the end of the week. I've got to see what happens in day 7. But first I want to choose a moon card, Pisces. Believe in the impossible. And I've got a date for you. This is July 21st, because there's an actual blue moon, a true blue moon, because we have double moons, double full moons during Cancer season. So there are full moons both in Capricorn. The first happened on June 21st, and now we have another on July 21st. And there is this energy of, so now you know the exact date, my friends, that believe in the impossible is coming. It's only impossible until it isn't. Right? What's impossible for you or what's impossible for somebody else may not be impossible for you. So believe in the impossible. This is a sense of kind of magic. Magic that is magic that is magical, because it's not actually magic. It's coming from us and true belief and connection. So we have that date. We're going to get to day 7 in the extended, but I want to choose these cards to kind of understand, Pisces, how everything is working together. What did I say? This gave me chills, and I've got to show you why. There's a deep knowing here. There's a deep knowing between 2 full moons. You can't play this out any more perfectly. There's a deep knowing. There's a wisdom that's been gained. That's what owl means. You know, protectiveness, that what began here wasn't it. Got to let that go and got to wait for this full cycle to turn around. This sense of this deep knowing and understanding. And I had said deep knowing, right? And then it's all about divine timing. In the past, it just something started, but it wasn't the divine time. You see these circles being played out over and over again here too. This is about divine timing. Tick tock, Pisces. Now we know our clock. Now we know everything that's happening. We have 7 by day 7, the end of this week, this sense of divine timing. And we got that in divine timing here with this moon energy, divine timing. Knowing what to let go of, knowing what isn't for us. Let's go to the extended. and I will see you guys there. I've pinned it to the top of the comment section, the link, and I've also pinned the link to the top of the description box. I'll see you guys there.